How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. So in this video, it's going to be a little bit longer video because I'm going to be showing you guys how to do overnight flips. So in this, we're going to be going into depth on how to do some overnight flipping, how to not fail at them, how to fix a possible issue, how to succeed, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to show you guys as much as I possibly can. That's why it's going to be a little bit longer because my concern with this video is to teach you guys a bunch of stuff, not really to make the fastest video ever. Anyway, so this video is really going in correlation with our Billionaire Flip Club on the Patreon and Discord. You can check that out in the description down below. The Billionaire Flip Club is a great way for you to earn a billion or more per month. That's why it's called Billionaire Flip Club, is to turn you into a billionaire. We have people that have earned party hats and everything else from that, so please feel free to check it out. But anyway, one of the things that we do in Billionaire Flip Club is we PC items, price check items, and we show you guys exact buys and exact sells, so you guys can use those prices in Billionaire Flip Club in order to make the overnight flipping even more successful, because you can know exactly what to pay for items. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into this, and also a little quick note, I am be showing you guys some of the items that we do in Billionaire Flip Club. That way you can get an idea of some of the things that we do. So in this video, we're going to be showing you guys some lower price items as well as some higher price items, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to flip those items. Now, a quick note too as to what overnight flipping really means. Overnight flipping really means any period of time, 8 hours or more, that you are away from the computer. And the reason why is because there really is no nighttime if you think about it, because when it's nighttime for somebody, it's always daytime for someone else. Whoa, that's crazy, mind blown, right? So in terms of nighttime, it doesn't necessarily mean any specific time of the game. It just really means when you are not currently playing the game and you are asleep, or you are on vacation or whatever. You can do that. You can do this strategy for all those things. So jumping in, I'm going to show you guys my favorite item ever. My favorite items as far as safe flips overnight is going to be the spirit shields. So spirit shields are a really great thing to flip overnight. They are a great thing to flip when you go on vacation or whatever. And I'll show you guys exactly how to do it. So typically what I will do, and this is my general strategy, and this works extremely well, is I will just start off by buying a spirit shield for an instant buy price. So no matter what they're going for, I'm going to try to get one instantly. So if we can see right here, we can see the Elysian Spirit Shield is currently going for 8.637 million as the instant buy. So if you guys have watched the Flip for Wealth series, which I highly recommend you look on my channel for Flip for Wealth, if you have not done that before, I would really recommend starting there before you start trying to dive into overnight flipping. You will know that when you instantly buy an item like this, then typically that means that's the price you can sell the item for. But something I should mention too is that a lot of the items that we'll be flipping overnight are going to be things that have a lower volume. A lower volume, as explained in Flip for Wealth, means that there are less of them traded, which means the prices can skew a lot further. If you guys have watched my video about how to flip during a very volatile time, like an update or something like that, it explains something like that. For example, there could be one Elysian Spirit Shield in for sale at 8.637, which is why we bought this one. But the next one on there might be like 9 million. So, and then the next one after that might be 9.3 million. So you don't necessarily have to put this back in for 8.637, although you could, and you have a great chance of reselling it. You could also try to resell it for higher. When doing overnight flipping, I actually do recommend that you do try to sell them for a little bit more than what you bought them for, because that just makes sense. So if you look right here, Legion Spirit Shield, we bought it for 86.37. I'm actually going to take this Legion Spirit Shield and I'm just going to instantly sell it, because I don't feel like actually waiting for this to sell right now. I'm just using this as an example. And this is another great way that you can find out how what price you can buy an item for, is by instantly selling it after you've bought it. Now, depending on the price of the item, I don't really recommend everyone does this, because of the fact that you could lose quite a bit of money, as I'm probably about to lose a bunch of money. And especially if your item is a lot more money, like if we're talking about items that are over 100 million gold, then when you instantly sell it, you could lose up to 5 to 10 million gold on just instantly selling it, so not really recommended. Runescape itself actually tells you, warning, you are drunk. And then I'm just like, yeah, whatever, drunk's fun, and I just go ahead and do that. So we got really lucky with this one, and it looks like I only sold it for, wow, only about 100,000 less than what I paid for it. So it was like roughly 100,000 less than what I paid. And so that is not giving us really great information in regarding this Legion Spirit Shield. Now, does that mean we can't do Legion Spirit Shield? No, that doesn't mean that. What that means, though, is that means that someone is paying pretty high while someone is also selling pretty low. Typically, when I see stuff like this, I'm going to go after some historical data, so I'll probably look at the graphs to find out what's going on exactly with Legion Spirit Shield. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next item because it'll just be more simple that way. So Divine Spirit Shield, I'm going to look at that one. That's another Spirit Shield. I'm going to go through this one a little bit quicker because I don't want to make this video too long. We instantly bought it for just below 5 million. And then we instantly sell it for... There we go. Much better. 3,750,000 gold. So as we can see, this item worked out considerably better. And also, most of the time when you are price checking a spirit shield like that... Sorry about that. Someone decided to take off on the motorcycle right outside my window. Rest in peace, my ears. And yours. So usually when you PC an item like a Spirit Shield, you're going to get a much larger difference in price like this right here. So as you can see, our price difference wasn't that great for Elysian, but our price difference is actually pretty huge for the Divine Spirit Shield. So Divine Spirit Shield is going to be a much better target. Essentially what you can do, I mean, this is pretty cut and dry. This is actually pretty beautiful. What you could easily do is you could just go into your Grand Exchange, go into Divine Spirit Shield. You saw that we just instantly sold for 37.50, and we're going to do 37.51k. So as you can see right there, we've got this going in for 37.50k, and there's a pretty good chance that we will be able to get these overnight. Also, it's good to note that these are a 1 per 4 hour buy limit, so if you are leaving this for about 8 hours, you can expect to buy about 2 of these Spirit Shields, maybe a third one, because if you're, 8 hours and 15 minutes, then that is actually going to be in 3 buy limits. So you could buy 2 or 3 of these overnight, which is pretty sweet. Because if you look at the profit from 3 of these, so if we're paying 3,750,000 gold each, that's a total of 11.253 million that we're paying. And then as you can see, we can sell them for 49.50. So if we put this in for 49.50, our profit is actually pretty big. So we'll end up selling them for 14.85 million. That's a heck of a lot more than what we bought them for. That's actually a pretty significant profit. So literally right now, if I wanted to, I could put this offer in for Divine Spirit Shield at the price that we found, and then I could just flip them and sell them for the price that we have right here. Now, it does not always go so cut and dry. So I'm going to show you guys what to do in a situation where they don't resell or they don't rebuy, and how to exactly to address that. So one more quick note though, let's say you were gone for a little while. Let's say you were gone for, you went on vacation and you were gone for like 3 days. That's 18 buy limits, because that's 18 sets of 4 hours. And which means that if you bought 18 of these Divine Spirit Shields and you paid 37.50 each, I just want to show you this, guys, real quick. That way you can get an idea of exactly how profitable that doing overnight flipping can actually be. So if you put this offer in there for Divine Spirit Shields for 37.50k a piece, and you end up paying a grand total of 67.5 million, and then when you went to sell them for 49.50k, so we paid 67.5, then when we get back from vacation, we sell them for 89.1 million. As you can see, guys, that is a pretty significant profit. That's a 22 million profit nearly, just by throwing in an offer. So by spending 5 seconds to throw in an offer and then spending 5 seconds to put them in for sale when you get back home, you can make 89.1 million. Now, the only thing that'll mess you up, the only thing that's going to mess you up from this right here is price changes. So how to address for price changes, I'll show you exactly how to handle price changes. And here we go. Sorry. So if you have your Divine Spirit Shields in for sale, actually, let's put them in for a buy. 37.50k, right? Let me look. Yeah, 37.50k. You're gonna put them in for a buy offer, and let's say that you go and check on your companion app and you're like, hey, none of my Divine Spirit Shields have actually bought yet. Well, in the instance that they have not actually bought yet, then all you gotta do is go in here and you can do one of two things. You can either recheck them again, which could result in some profit loss, because obviously the difference here is about it actually is exactly 1.2 million. So if you were to buy and sell these instantly, you might lose $1 million right there. You also will lose out on a buy limit. Let's keep that in mind, because Divine Spirit Shields, you can only buy 1 per 4 hours. But right here, another option too is simply to just take out your offer and bump it up a little bit. The thing with Spirit Shields in general is that they do typically tend to stay right around what they are. And what I mean by that is they don't change very dramatically very fast. There has actually been situations where I was doing Elysian Spirit Shield and I was selling them for the exact same price for 2 weeks straight. I didn't even modify the price at all. I literally just left them in there. Divine Spirit Shields, I've done them for like 6 weeks straight where I just had the exact same buy, exact same sale. I was able to make a couple 100 million gold from simply just letting my Divine Spirit Shield offers sit in there. It was pretty sweet. And for someone who's not actively flipping in that slot, it's actually a really great way to make money. I know some of you guys are saying, I really know that some of you elite merchants out there are sitting there like, oh man, that's a waste of a slot for only 200 million. And yes, that might be true if you're trying to really pay attention to it, but if you're not trying to pay attention to it, or you are learning how to flip, then that is a very good profit from one slot. So if we look right here, we're going to go ahead and take that one out, and I'm going to show you guys another example. So another example is going to be something like Saradaman Godsword. So Saradaman Godsword is another item that I do like to do, and Saradaman Godsword happens to be an item that is actually a pretty solid, reliable item to do, and so that makes it a really good item for a new player to do. So we're going to go ahead and instantly buy this. It's not going to go for anywhere near that amount, so as you can see right there, 7.3, and then we're going to instantly sell this SGS, and we're going to get probably about 7.1. Hey, look at that, magical. It's almost like I knew what the price was going to be. I actually had no idea. I just guessed it. I flip way too much. So as you can see right here, we've got 7.3 instantly buying and 7.11 as the instantly selling. That is a pretty hefty profit if you really think about it, because that's roughly 200,000 each that you will earn. And then they have a buy limit of 10. So that's actually pretty sweet. So what I would do is I would go over here, Saradaman. We're going to go in for Godsword, 7112K. Now, as you can notice, my offers look like this. I basically just ran up to the next 1,000. I highly recommend you guys don't add too much to your price. I know there are some people that like to add like 20,000 over the price they got. Here's the deal, guys. As long as your price is higher than the price you just saw, like if you just saw 711890, you can put in 711891 as your buy, and you are still the highest person on the entire game. So it's not really necessary for you to add 20 or 30,000 to the offer. You're literally just cutting out your own profits. So it's really, really pointless to do. So if we look at this right here, we have a 10 per 4-hour buy limit, which means we can buy 60 of these per day, which is actually pretty dang awesome. And I'll show you why it's awesome, and we're going to go ahead and look at this. So let's say we went on vacation okay, we can't go on vacation for that long apparently. Let's say we go on vacation for 5 days. So 5 days is going to be this many Saradaman Godswords. So you could buy 300 Saradaman Godswords in 5 days. Yes, I'm well aware that not everybody has 2.1 billion gold in their knapsack. Actually, we need to reduce this by a little bit more because our sale is probably going to be over max cash. So we're going to go with 4 days. So 4 days we went on vacation for Saradaman Godsword, or maybe we just went on a bender, and then after drinking all that beer, we decided to sleep for 4 days straight. Regardless of why you were away from RuneScape for 4 days straight, we bought 240 of these Saradaman Godswords, and it was a total of 1706.9 million. So, or wait, 17, whatever, 1,706,000, you get the idea. And then when we turn around to sell these, it's going to be 7.3 million a piece. So 7112 is going to be the buy. Now let's put them in for 7,300K, and that is roughly what we're getting out that. So as you can see, we've jumped up to 1752. So 7112K. That is a massive profit. That's 46 million gold that you can earn on an item as simple as Saradaman Godsword in 4 days. That means, guys, you guys are earning over 10 million per day by literally doing nothing. That's it, literally doing nothing. Now, granted, you do have to have a considerable amount of money in order to do this exact example, because that does require 1.7 billion in cash, but you don't really have to do something that dramatic. You can also do something more like 30 of them, and with 30 of them, it costs you 213.4, and then you end up selling them for 219. So, you know, you still make a good profit there. You make over 5 million. But as you can see, the more money you have, the more money you make. And when it comes to overnight flipping or flipping while you're on vacation, that is definitely the case. So this is a really great technique for really anyone to start using. Also, I should mention that an item like a God Sword is actually extremely safe to do. Saradomin God Swords have been this price for like as long as I can actually remember currently, because I can't remember when I last price checked them for a different price. But if you look at the graphs for Saradomin God Sword, they're extremely stable. They stay right around 7.1 to 7.3. That's basically the reason why I knew that it was going to instantly sell for about 7.1, is because not only have I bought several thousand of these myself, but also if you check the graphs, they've pretty much been the same for a very long time, which is really, really great for an item like this for doing for overnight flipping. If you're trying to stick to a safe overnight flip, then stick to an item that on the graph it doesn't change too much. You want it to have a little bit of fluctuation, that way you're able to earn some money, but you don't need to do anything overly dramatic. Another thing that you can really jump into for doing overnights, and okay, I was actually gonna suggest one item, but I'm not gonna do that because if I throw that on YouTube, it's gonna be insane. So let's try this other one, Armadillo Battle Staff. I'll just go ahead and tell you what the other one. It was Ancient Warrior stuff, like the stuff that Revenants drop. Those can be really good for overnights. I'm not going to exactly mention I'm not going to mention an exact one in this video, because if I say that, it's going to be overly saturated and you guys aren't going to make any money anyway. But stuff like these God Swords and stuff, there's plenty of them in the game. You guys can make plenty of good money. So let's go ahead and check out this item like Armadillo Battle Staff really quick. One more short example. This bought for just over mid at 91.22k, and then we're going to sell it, and it's going to go for 12k. So you can make 100,000 a piece on these Armadillo Battle Staves. They also have a buy limit of 10. If you check out the graphs for these, it's been pretty much the same for a very long time. It's another very safe item to do. Okay, so we've covered all the safe items, some beginner items, and blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and look at some items that are not so safe or not so beginner. So if we're looking at an item such as Third... Oh yeah, that's right. I really don't understand why they changed the name. But anyway, Third Age. So if we look at an item like Third Age Druidic Robe Top, I'm not going to instantly buy this right now because this is a YouTube video and that would just be a pretty big mistake. But if you look at an item like this... sorry... you can see the item has a pretty big price tag. Now, I am well aware that Third Age Druidic Robe Top buys and sells for far less than this price, so if you're looking to flip Third Age in general, then you're going to want to try to find your prices out on your own as far as what prices are. There are no friend chats to do these. I do price these in our Billionaire Flip Club, so if you're looking for Third Age prices, then you can definitely check them out in there. But in general, I would try to do a little bit of research before you actually jump in and doing Third Age stuff in general. If I bought this right now to show you the price, it's not actually going to help you on the video because everybody else would go on here and buy it and the price would change anyway. So what we can look at by having an item that has this crazy of a price and is also not really price checked anywhere is the fact that an item like this leaves you pretty big room for profits. For example, Third Age Druidic Robe Top is an item that I frequently traded myself. I was buying and selling about 6 of them every night because the buy limit is 2, and like I said, if you sleep for about 8 hours, and then you take a shower in the morning and have some breakfast and beat your cat and whatever you're gonna do, then you'll end up buying about 6 of these overnight. And so what I was doing is I was earning about 14 to 18 million each. And so it was pretty sweet. If you look at the profit from 14 to 18 million of those, if you look at 14 million, and then you're looking at 6 of them, I was making about 84 million gold per night, although it wasn't exactly like this because some of them I sold for 18, some I sold for 10. So anyway, it was making me roughly 80 to 100 million on an average per night, which ends up being about 3 billion gold per month. Now, obviously not a perfect world. I probably made something more like 2.5 because sometimes they wouldn't buy or sometimes they wouldn't sell, kind of explained before where you have to update the prices. But as you can see, guys, that's over max cash per month just by me throwing in profits, by me throwing in offers for an item like Third Age Druidic Robe Top. Now let's look back at this. You see right here how we have 8 GE slots? Yeah, that's pretty awesome, right? 8 GE slots. Well, what if I'm making 80 million gold per night right here with Third Age Druidic Robe Tops? I'm making another 50, 60 million gold per night on the robe bottoms. I'm making like blah, 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 blah money over here. As you can see, if you actually add up all the profit from 8 slots by only doing overnight flipping, which takes you a total of, I'd probably have to say, even with price checking and stuff like that, I mean, you can honestly get the prices figured out for the price of these items, especially if you're using the Billionaire Flip Club. You don't have to use my services, like you don't have to use the Patreon and everything, but if you are finding the prices on your own or using the Billionaire Flip Club, you can have all 8 of your slots filled up with offers in about 10 to 15 minutes, which means 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, and then also 10 to 15 minutes the night before. So a total of about 20 to 30 minutes of actual work and flipping. You guys could be earning an insane amount of money. I always get a lot of people that are like, hey man, how'd you make so much gold? How do you make so much gold so easy? Why do you not care about GP? This right here is why I don't care about GP at all, is by doing techniques such as this one. If I am doing only Druidic Third Age robe tops, wow, I can't say that at all, in my first slot right here, then that means I'm making over 2 billion per month on average by just doing this. Now that is assuming that my margins stay good. Now, obviously that's kind of a perfect world situation, and the common sense says that, but it does still earn a lot of money, like a lot of money, way over 1 billion gold per month. If I'm doing 8 slots like that, guys, then the realistic like sense of trying to make 10 billion per month suddenly seems not so crazy, right? Because if you have 8 slots and they're all making a ton of money, there is really no reason to not be doing some overnight flipping, guys. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you guys on this video. I realize the video is long. I already warned you about that. Hopefully this ends up making you quite a bit of money though. And also one last note about the Discord. If you join our Discord, it's totally free to join, by the way. You can just join it and just chill and hang out. But if you want to, you can always DM me any questions you guys have about any of the stuff I showed you in this video or any of my videos. So right here, we have offhand Ascension crossbow. Now, let's say that you are flipping the crossbows during the day, and you're like, man, I would really like to be able to buy these overnight. You can totally do that. What you would do is you put an offer for 6 of these Ascension crossbows, and then you would try to buy them at whatever price that you were paying, and then in the daytime, hope that they went higher. Now, the thing is with this, let's say that right now at nighttime, I'm selling these for mid-price. Keep in mind, these prices are fake. I'm just making them up. Let's say I'm selling these for mid-price at 79.08, and then I am going to try to buy them for about 77.5. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers. So what I would try to do then is I would try to put an offer for 77,500,000, and I would put that offer in before I went to bed. What is it letting me do that? Why is it not letting me do that? Oh, it's because I have it in for a sell offer. Whoops. Now what I would do is I would put this offer in here for my nighttime buy offer. So hopefully the idea would be that in the morning I was able to wake up and flip them for this, which means that I would make about 9.5 million profit according to that. But it's really not that simple though. It really depends on the risk and the volatility of an item. Now the items I showed you previously are a little bit more safe. Like the items like even Third Age is actually pretty fairly safe. Like they don't usually change by more than 1 million or 2 each day in general, unless there's some kind of an update. So even if you do, even if the profit, like even if the price does drop by 1 million, all you gotta do is just adjust your price. But an item like this right here can change a lot quicker, and that's why I end up calling these items extremely risky. Another great example of something that is extremely risky would be something like a Staff of Sliske. So if you look at Staff of Sliske, 1427 whatever is the mid price. If you currently flip tier 92 weapons and stuff like that, then you will probably already know that trying to flip these guys is, going by mid price is not the smartest idea, because it's, it's really never accurate. It's hardly ever accurate, I should say. It's sometimes is, but not usually. These guys change a lot. Tier 92 weapons change all the time. Sliske changes constantly. I mean, Sliske, you could buy it for one price in 1 hour, and it could be 10 million less or 10 million higher the next hour. So when you try to flip one of these type of things overnight, it's not quite as simple, and you just have to understand that basically what you're doing is gambling. What you can do is you can look at the graphs, and you can kind of try to figure out what direction you think it's going in, and maybe there's some game updates coming up where people might be trying to buy up tier 92 weapons, but in general, it honestly is pretty close to gambling, because it's kind of hard to tell exactly what they're going to be at. Also, if you decide that you would like to try to jump into doing some tier 92 stuff like Zeros God Sword or Saren God Bow or whatever, it really doesn't matter which one it is. I would try to generally go for higher margins than what you normally would get. So if you are normally flipping these Zeros God Swords for 5 to 7 million profit, then I would probably try to aim for something more like 10 to 15 million profit for an overnight. The reason why is because your offer is going to be in there for significantly longer, and that way if the price does happen to drop, then you'll be a little bit more protection because you bought it for a lower price. Well, that's really it, guys. There's a lot more that I could be showing you guys, but I'm not really going to try to make this video like a half hour long. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave the comments if you have any questions, and yeah, please subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.